The annual conference of the Center for New American Security is held at the Willard Hotel in Washington, D.C., about 3 blocks from the White House. Our first annual conference, we had about 300 people show up in 2007 and established the Center for New American Security on the Washington policy map, released a number of important, insightful policy ideas, including perhaps most importantly a future direction for American engagement in Iraq. And that paper ultimately became the policy that the Obama administration adopted here a couple of months ago. Attendance doubled in our second year in 2008 as we helped, we think, set the agenda for the presidential election campaign for the discussion of foreign policy between Senator McCain and Senator Obama. And this year, attendance doubled again to more than 1,200 people who showed up for at least part of the day. It's a mix of Capitol Hill staffers, members of Congress, members of the administration, people from the Pentagon, people from the State Department, people from the U.S. Agency for International Development, as well as graduate students, people interested in national security, a large number of uniformed officers from all of the services and from the Coast Guard. So a very cosmopolitan community of people interested in national security issues who got to think with us about counterinsurgency, the continuing necessity for American engagement in Iraq, the conflicts in Afghanistan and Pakistan, natural security, the depletion of natural resources and what that means for the nation going forward, and the current pressing crisis in North Korea, as well as to recognize the valor and the sacrifice of our military members, our ambassadors, our foreign service officers serving in dangerous positions around the world.
At CNAS, we pride ourselves on providing a forum to bring people together, civilian and military, across the political spectrum, to elevate and shape the national security debate. I think we saw that mission in action today. I want to wish everyone a final thanks and a good evening. Thank you.
Okay, this is the best part, the networking after the event. Most of the think tanks don't put on these things, because it's the networking that makes these things work. I told my wife that, hey, I'm going to the CNAS conference today. I'm going to be late.
It's more eclectic. It's a younger group of people.
It's good to see a more removed level of thinking.
It appears to offer a pretty broad spectrum of topics. I mean, I'd never seen anything covering national security before, which was really fascinating.
And one of the most amazing things is when you look at the panelists today, a lot of them seem to be younger, and then on the other edge, they seem to be much older, much more experienced. And that kind of integration of old and new is something that you don't see at a lot of other think tanks.
And the fact that they diversified the panels so much, I found that great.
They really encouraged what is needed in this town, which is open, substantive debate about the issues.
CNAS's relationship with the military, I think is the thing that sets it apart from the other think tanks.
It's really nice to get a fresh opinion with somebody you can really identify with.
It is really neat having individuals that has experiences similar to my own, being junior leaders on the ground in Iraq and Afghanistan. And I think it gives a different perspective than a lot of the, I guess the older, more experienced leaders in other think tanks that don't necessarily have that experience, or their experience has become outdated.
And watching and seeing everybody come and put together these incredible concepts, at least for me personally, has made me want to go to Afghanistan. And if I could, I'd go to Afghanistan tomorrow, after today. I wouldn't have said that yesterday.
It's really a breath of fresh air in the Washington think tank community.